Yeah, sur la web rock station Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio, en direct avec nous, Mr. Dennis Stratton. Hi, Dennis.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, fine, and you?
Yeah, terrific. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, really good. Ok, donc Dennis Stratton en direct avec nous ce soir pour nous présenter le nouvel album du groupe Lionheart, The Reality of Miracles, qui sortira le 31 juillet prochain. Donc, ouais, il est là en direct avec nous et vous savez la carrière qu'il a et où il a joué en tout cas. On va développer tout ça. Vous allez voir, il y a pas mal de bonnes choses. Juste pour vous dire que l'interview elle est faite avec notamment mon ami Chris Garrel, avec qui il a participé notamment aux questions. En tout cas, on le remercie au passage. Dennis, it's a great pleasure to hear you tonight on Too Fun in Rock, the web rock station called Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. We are distributed by Amazon, okay, for the system. And we are located in Paris, France. We have great audience from France to the North Africa, as Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, and some other European countries. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Dennis, first question. Can you tell us how things are going for you in England with the coronavirus?
Well, sure. I had a little scare. I was in Italy at the end of January, doing a 6-day tour in Italy, and as it got to the end of January, three of the band that I was working with in Italy came down with like the same symptoms of the virus, but by the time I got home, which was the first week in February, I came down with it. But up until now, we still don't know whether or not I'd had the COVID-19 because we couldn't get tested at the time. And now I was ill for about 3 weeks and very bad chest pains and coughing and everything. But as we've gone along with the lockdown through March, April, May, June and everything, it's been, luckily for us here in the UK, we've had some very unusual hot weather.
Yeah.
So through April, May, June, we had some beautiful weather, which meant that we were able to sit outside with the music on and just watch the world go by, really, because we weren't going into town, and there's no playing, there's no gigs, as you know. So basically, it was just down to locking it. Where, as I say, we live on a farm up here in the middle of nowhere, so we've got no neighbours. So we were basically just on our own, isolating. So it was quite nice having the lovely weather.
Ok, donc alors, je peux vous dire que la liaison elle est difficile ce soir, hein, du fait qu'il est quelque part en Angleterre, middle of nowhere comme il dit. Non, effectivement, donc trois membres de son groupe étaient en Italie, hein, donc d'après ce que je comprends. Donc durant la grosse période du coronavirus et du lockdown, effectivement, donc ça a été un peu difficile au départ, mais bon, finalement tout va bien apparemment, et donc les choses vont bien, et donc il a donné beaucoup d'informations. Il a quand même aussi attaqué sur l'album. On va y revenir tout simplement. So, did any of your friends or family member have been affected, or I think now everything is all right? Okay.
No, everything's fine, mate. Everything's fine.
Okay, great.
As we knew when the lockdown happened, as we say, the new album, Reality of Miracles,
yes.
It was a miracle that it ever got finished, but
okay.
It was through lockdown that the album actually got completed. So.
Oh, okay. Ok. Donc en fait, hein, l'album était quasiment terminé pendant le lockdown, effectivement. Donc ils ont quand même pu peaufiner. Donc le temps, finalement, il leur a servi, quoi. Enfin, finalement, il leur a servi. So Dennis, Lionheart has just signed on Metalville record label in order to release the next album called Reality of Miracles in, I think in July 31. That's right.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a very good point. I think the band is really happy now after a lot of job.
Well, look, as I said, we started this album 2 years ago.
Yes.
And because Steve Mann was working quite a lot of the time with Schenkerfest, I was all over Europe with the Maiden conventions and working in France with Cover Slave and in Italy with other bands. It was a case of the album. We tried to get the album finished, but it wasn't possible because with Lionheart, everyone in the band has sort of like other projects. While it's a band of fantastic musicians and good friends, we still have to go out and work, and we still have to. You have to have an income. So basically, because Lionheart, the last album with Second Nature, because that did so well, you still don't generate any income from album sales now, as you know. And Lionheart's not been working as a live band because all the other projects that we take to earn an income, basically that sort of stops Lionheart working a lot of the time because all the individual musicians are working on other projects. And because the record company in Germany for Second Nature didn't really do us any favours. They were quite useless. And so basically, when I spoke to Holger from Flying Dolphin, it was through Doro that I got to speak to him and decided that, we were going to sign management and record contract with Metalville and also management for Flying Dolphin. So, as I say, coming into lockdown, where we were refused to be able to work, where we were unable to work, to travel, it gave us the perfect opportunity to finish the album. And we finished it quite quickly because we didn't have anything else to do.
Ah, ok. Alors, on va essayer, on va vous donner les informations. Donc, le groupe, donc l'album a été fait déjà il y a quasiment 2 ans, puisqu'il y a un premier single qui était sorti à Noël qui s'appelait Mare di Diono déjà à l'époque, il y a 2 ans. Ensuite, le groupe, oui, est très occupé parce qu'il n'y a pas que ça notamment. Donc, le line-up, je vous le dis, c'est Steve Mann qui à la guitare, qui joue aussi avec le Michael Schenker Fest. Il y a Rocky Newton, donc qui est l'ancien bassiste donc de Michael Schenker Group et notamment UFO. Clive Edwards qui était aussi dans UFO notamment. Et Lee Small, le chanteur en tout cas, qui a chanté, qui chante donc avec donc dans ce nouvel album et qui a chanté notamment chez Phenomena aussi comme ça, je crois de mémoire, je m'en souviens en tout cas. Donc je vous ai dit, c'est un album qui a été fait il y a 2 ans, qui a été terminé quasiment pendant le confinement, donc ils ont trouvé le temps pour le faire. Ensuite ils ont signé donc sur le label Metalville Records notamment, donc ils ont réussi à trouver le temps, réussi à négocier en tout cas. Donc finalement ce lockdown a été bienvenu parce qu'il fallait trouver le temps pour faire les choses et finalement ils ont réussi à terminer quoi, et grâce à ce temps imparti, voilà, c'est ça, le temps, effectivement c'était très important pour faire tout ça quoi, au top en tout cas. So the first single of the first single Mary Did You Know was released in December 2008, right? Yeah, it was.
Yes, it was a Christmas single. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Christmas time. Yes, but this song is not on the new album.
No, basically that's on the Japanese edition because the Japanese record company always want a bonus track.
Okay.
So we wanted this for this album for Reality of Miracles for the world apart from Japan. We wanted to have 13 original songs that were just written that were fresh. The only idea was to re-record Mary and make it a slightly different version than the single. And then give that to the Japanese as a bonus track. But we only released that single at Christmas because we'd started working on the album, and as I said earlier, because it was taking longer and longer than what we thought. We wanted to release a single that would keep the name Lionheart going and keep the interest after Second Nature. So that was like a stopgap, a sort of Christmas single just to see how it would go, just to keep the name, in people's minds, if you see what I mean.
Ok, donc en fait le single qui est sorti il y a 2 ans, qui s'appelle Mare di Diono dans la période de Noël, le Christmas Time notamment. Alors oui, il figure pas sur l'album, sur les versions européennes, mais en bonus track, il figure sur bonus track sur le marché japonais en tout cas. Donc il est inclus parce que les Japonais l'ont vraiment demandé. Donc je pense qu'ils sont vraiment aimés. C'est aussi un très beau titre effectivement. Donc oui, vous le trouvez en version japonaise. Il y a ce titre. Voilà. Donc ça, voilà, là-dessus, ça répond à une question. So about the new album, all 13 sounds were recorded in Steve Mann's studio in Hanover. Also, Steve also produced, mixed, and mastered the album. How was the mood between you?
Yeah, Steve's such a fantastic multi-instrumentalist, but also fantastic engineer, producer, and just got a great mind, you know, when it comes to trying out different sounds and different techniques. On Second Nature, we did all the albums separately at home and then sent it all to Steve, and Steve sort of pieced all the jigsaw together. And also being in lockdown, as we said, we couldn't travel, so the ideal opportunity we had was I would go into this, I have a friend in town that has a studio.
Okay.
And so I did all my vocals and all my guitars at that studio, and luckily there's enough room to still sort of like 2 meter distance and still sort of like not getting too close to one another. Rocky, Clive and Lee did all their stuff at home, and Steve pieced it all together again as a jigsaw. So that's the best way it works. You know, I can sit here we live on a farm, as I said. I can sit in the bedroom with the guitar and just running through little things I want to record, and then I drive into town and go into the studio, and I'm sitting on the other side of the control room, and I was able to put all the guitar stuff down and do the solos, what I had to do, and then go in the other room and do all the backing vocals. So it was fantastic because, as I say, we weren't allowed to go anywhere.
Ok, donc effectivement, hein, le mood, comme on dit, la bonne humeur, l'atmosphère était très bonne du fait du lockdown. Donc chacun était chez soi, effectivement. Donc c'était enregistré chez Steve Mann's Studio, donc à Hanovre notamment. Donc oui, comme on l'a dit, hein, c'était en bonne forme en tout cas. Très heureux en tout cas de tout ce qui leur est arrivé. Le disque, tout simplement, il s'appelle The Reality of Miracles. Il sortira le 31 juillet et il y aura une version CD, il y aura une version CD notamment, et voici le track listing. Ça démarre avec Salvation, en 2 Thin is the Kingdom, ensuite High Plains Drifter, en 4 The Reality of Miracles, en 5 Five Tribes, en 6 Behind the Wall, en 7 All I Want Is You, en 8 Widows, en 9 Kingdom of the East, en 10 Outlaws of the Western World, en 11 Overdrive, en 12 First Man, et puis en 13 Still It Rains of the Planet Earth sur 213 Rock. Hell yeah, sur la Break Station, en direct avec nous, Dennis Stratton. C'est vraiment un plaisir en tout cas de l'avoir. Le line-up, je le répète, c'est Dennis Stratton donc à la guitare, Steve Mann encore deuxième guitare, Rocky Newton bassiste, Clive Edwards notamment batteur, et Lee Small au chant en tout cas. Hell yeah, sur la Break Station. Continuons l'interview en tout cas. C'est vraiment un honneur en tout cas d'avoir une telle personne quoi. So Dennis, 10 days ago came out the first single of the new album, or the second as you want. Thin is the Kingdom. The reactions are good. Your fans haven't been disappointed.
I just lost that last bit of the question there. Could you just repeat the last bit?
Yes, I said 10 days ago came out the new single, Thin is the Kingdom. The reactions are good. Your fans haven't been disappointed. Everyone are really happy about that single.
Yes. Well, this just goes to show what happens if you're with a good management company or a good record company and they're behind the band. We've got a lot of good support from Metalville and from Flying Dolphin. And when they said we'd like to release 2 singles before the album, we were quite surprised. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is, out of the album, we chose 2 songs as a band. Each individual person of the band picked different songs, because what we've found talking to people like yourself is that if you had 13 journalists or 13 radio presenters and you ask them to pick their favourite song, well, we've found over the last month or so doing interviews that no one picks the same song. They all pick different ones, which for us, that makes us feel really happy and pleased, because if everyone picks a different song, it means that all 13 are pretty strong songs for everyone to have a different favourite. Mm-hmm. So when we picked, I went for High Plains Drifter and I went for Overdrive. A couple of other guys went for other songs. But the record company seems to think Thine is the Kingdom for the first single. And they were prepared to back it up with a lyric video, which they've done, which is on YouTube, which is fantastic. So the next single comes out in a few days' time, which is Widows.
Okay, good information.
Yeah. So we've got another one coming out. But the nice thing about this video is that because of the lockdown again, we wanted to do something a little bit different. But because we couldn't all get together, we all did our filming in front of green screens. So by the animation that you can put in front of the green screen, as you know, Neil Griffiths who's a very good friend of ours and works with the band as a guitar and tech and super guy, and he works for a TV company, and he filmed us all separately in front of a green screen. And for the song Widows, for the next single, he's put together a video with all the band playing. And it looks like, we're all together. So it's quite funny. It's quite good.
Ok, alors voilà une bonne information en tout cas, on va essayer de résumer un peu. Un troisième single verra le jour juste avant la sortie, ce sera une lyric vidéo sur le titre, donc Widows, là il vient de nous le dire en tout cas. Bon, sinon sur ce second single, il est très content, deuxième single en tout cas. Oui, effectivement les réactions des gens, ils le lisent, donc ils voient tout ce qui se passe sur les réseaux sociaux, sur YouTube, sur Facebook et tout, les commentaires et tout, donc il y a une bonne réaction en tout cas. Bon, ils sont très heureux, c'est la rançon du travail quoi, c'est ça paye en tout cas, le bon travail ça paye toujours. Hell yeah. So now, question. Hey, are you still in contact with some guys of Iron Maiden nowadays?
Oh yeah. Most of the time I speak to Steve Harris. I imagine we speak about once a week, twice a week on the phone or text messaging, mainly because we're both West Ham fanatics and we both support West Ham and the whole band and. But only last week, Steve Harris's sister Linda and her son Joe Lazarus, they came up here to the farm and we had a barbecue and we still talk quite a lot. When Steve, if it's not about football, it will be about music or it will be about whatever is going on in our lives. When we went out, we always go when they're in London. At the O2, we always go to see them at the O2 and we go and have a drink with them and something to eat. We were in Vegas last year in October. 8 of us went over there and met up with Steve and had something to eat with him and a drink and everything else. And the funny thing is, it was only this week that, I think this week or last week, I was supposed to be in Paris doing the Burfest with Cover Slave.
Yeah.
And Steve was supposed to be there with British Lion.
Yeah.
And we were going to meet up again there in Paris. And then we were going to go to the show in Paris for the Maiden show. So, as I say, that was all cancelled or postponed. So, but I speak to him, quite a lot, yeah.
Ok, alors, beaucoup de choses, notamment. Oui, effectivement, il est toujours en contact avec les guys de Iron Maiden, notamment, surtout avec Steve Harris, sur lequel ils partagent une passion depuis leur naissance concernant West Ham, les Hammers, en tout cas, pour ceux qui suivent le championnat anglais. Ouais, ils ont une grande passion pour ce club, en tout cas. Et puis, oui, effectivement, ils devaient se voir, notamment, là encore, concernant le Burfest. Bon, on va y revenir, le Burfest, c'est juste avant la fin de l'interview. Et Steve devait jouer aussi avec les British Lions. Bon, tout ça, c'est reporté pour l'année prochaine. Il y aura juste le Burfest et Iron Maiden cette fois-ci. En tout cas, ça va être cool, ça va être au top, quoi. Oui, alors, donc oui, ils se voient toujours autant, ils vont au pub, ils boivent des bières, enfin, c'est toujours la grande fête, c'est toujours la grande amitié, hein. Je rappelle aussi que Dennis Stratton, pour ceux qui viennent d'arriver, est en direct avec nous. Dennis Stratton a rejoint Iron Maiden, en 1980 notamment. Il a enregistré le premier album du groupe, et à l'époque, il a aussi fait le single Woman in Uniform et le Live Plus One, ainsi que la vidéo Woman in Uniform à l'époque. Donc, il a quand même écrit de très très beaux titres à l'époque. Il a participé à cet album qui est quand même mythique dans l'histoire du heavy metal. Hell yeah. So, what did you think of West Ham's victory over Norwich? 4 goals for Michael Antonio.
Well, to be honest, when we beat Chelsea, I nearly fainted because we've been playing so bad over the since the season started again. We should have picked up points against Burnley and it's been a nightmare. But the thing is with Norwich, because they were bottom of the Premiership anyway.
Okay.
If we hadn't have beaten Norwich, then he would have given up, because Norwich, nearly everyone in the Premiership table have beaten Norwich. That's why they're relegated. So if we hadn't have beaten them, there would have been trouble at West Ham, because we would have ended up being dropped to the next division anyway. We would have been demoted, or whatever you call it, and we wouldn't have been in the Premiership anymore. And the annoying thing about it is the fact that yesterday we picked up 3 good points against Norwich, but yesterday, out of nowhere, came Bournemouth winning, and so did Aston Villa. So basically, the 3 points that we got against Norwich, they've been wiped off now, because Bournemouth, or I think one of them is just 3 points behind West Ham. So that's just one game.
Okay.
So now we're back sweating again. We're back near that bottom line again.
Yeah, that's football. Okay, that's football.
Yeah.
Every match are different. So, effectivement, comme il est supporter et archi fan donc du club de West Ham notamment, hier il y a eu un truc quand même pas mal, c'est que leur attaquant Michael Antonio a planté 4 buts, c'était la folie dans le stade en tout cas quoi. Et c'était à Norwich en tout cas. Ouais, ils ont fait une très très belle performance, et je vous dis hein, la passion pour West Ham au sein donc de Dennis Stratton et Steve Harris est éternelle. Je dirais qu'elle est éternelle quoi en tout cas quoi. So, do you know I played football against Iron Maiden a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played I played against Steve Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we always did like a game of football wherever we went in the 79 and 80. So it's just a tradition that Steve loves his football, and funny enough, Linda, his sister, her son is a good footballer. Joe Lazarus. And he plays semi-professional in the UK.
Okay.
And he plays for the Iron Maiden team as well. So they've got a couple of decent players.
Yeah, so I played against him on 1999, I think. Yeah, for Future Real album, the single. I remember that it was Blaze Belair in the band, and it was in Paris area, and in front of me was a great British player, Tony Woodcock.
Oh right, okay,
yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah. I played against him because Tony was playing with Iron Maiden team. Yeah, it was a great match. We lost 6-1.
Yeah, well, they are a good side.
Ok, yeah. Donc je vous ai dit en face, donc c'était en 99 je crois, c'était pour l'album avec Blaze Bayley notamment. Je me souviens c'était le single Future Real, et il y avait comment il s'appelle, il y avait donc Iron Maiden était venu à Rungis, et j'ai joué au foot contre Maiden, et puis en face de moi il y avait Tony Woodcock qui était l'ancien attaquant des Nottingham Forest. Voilà, c'est ça, Nottingham Forest, et c'était lui qui a gagné d'ailleurs la Coupe des clubs champions à l'époque, qui était quand même c'était très très prestigieux, et j'avais ce mec là en face de moi quoi, et on a perdu 6-1. Je m'en souviens très bien de ce match en tout cas. So back to the interview. Beerfest for the next year 2021. Wow, the Beerfest. What?
I can't see a lot happening at the moment until we definitely know we have a vaccine, because the music trying to keep people even a metre apart is impossible. So I don't know any promoter or any venue. It must be a nightmare, because they can't police it properly. It's ridiculous. Like, you've only got to look at last week and the week before in England, where the hot weather, and we had thousands and thousands of people flocking to the beach, and they're just sort of like climbing on top of one another. So there's no way, if you can't control people on a beach, there's no way you're going to be able to control a crowd, rock concert. So hopefully, if we get a vaccine,
okay,
then I hope that we'll be able to come over to Europe. I think the idea from Flying Dolphin is that we will try and concentrate more on festivals, so that we can get the name back out there and back up the ladder where it should be, and play to some sort of like. The difference is if you play a sort of like a month tour around Europe, and you play to 1,800 to 2,000 people a night, or you do Wacken Festival and you play to 80,000. So the idea is, I think we would like to head towards festivals for next summer. By the time hopefully there's a vaccine, looking at festivals so that you can hit more people at one time.
Ok. Alors, donc, le Burfest, ouais, Paris 2021, sur laquelle, donc, Dennis Stratton va participer. En voici l'explication, en tout cas. Donc, en hommage à Clive Burr, batteur des 3 premiers albums d'Iron Maiden, notamment, et en soutien au MS Action Found, organisme aidant les personnes souffrant de la sclérose en plaques, la première édition du Burfest à Paris accueillera au Sullivan au Backstage by 2000, donc le groupe Gypsies, Kiss, notamment JK 1974, c'était l'ex-groupe de Steve Harris et David Smith, Friend of the Beast avec une jam notamment avec la participation de musiciens de la scène métal française qui interpréteront les classiques d'Iron Maiden. Ensuite, donc il y aura cette liste-là, en tout cas, il y aura plus d'informations concernant donc le Friends of the Beast. Vous irez sur la page donc Burfest, vous trouverez toutes les informations, la page Facebook en tout cas, ou alors si vous êtes abonné à la page de Chris Garrel ou celle de Jean-Pierre Binois, vous aurez les informations en tout cas les plus précises et nécessaires. Ensuite, Dennis Stratton sera accompagné par les Cover Slave, le tribute band à Iron Maiden en tout cas sur scène. Ça va être une très très bonne soirée en tout cas, ça va être une très bonne soirée. Just before the end, do you have a message for the audience tonight, please? And a message for...
Could you just repeat that again? I missed that one.
Yes. Do you have a message to the audience tonight? And a message, special message to Clive Burr, your friend.
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say I was in Paris last year for the Cover Slave tour. And I met some fantastic people, and we finished in Paris on the boat on the water. And I was hoping to be there this week or last week to see everyone again. I'd like to say that if everyone stays healthy and fit, and hopefully everyone looks after themselves. Hopefully next year I'll be able to come over there with Lionheart and then play the sort of music that we want to play to you fantastic people over there. And that goes for everyone all over France. There's not a lot I can say about Clive because I saw Clive go through probably the worst nightmare anyone could think of in his later days, whereas he couldn't even move. He would blink an eye. And it was sheer nightmare to watch him deteriorate like that. So when Clive passed away, it was best for him because he was in so much torture and agony, and I wouldn't wish that anything like that on anyone. It was just a nightmare of an illness, and he's in a better place now, and God bless his soul. So it's one of those things that irreversible when you see someone just sort of deteriorating every day. And I was glad I saw him so he realised that we were there. So I went with Dave Lights, Loopy, Pete, the roadie, Pete Bryant, and I was glad that he realised we were there because he sort of looked up with a little smile from his face. But after that he couldn't communicate. So we took his coffin in to the church. We carried him into the chapel, and it was a fantastic send-off. And he's in a much better place now. So God bless him.
Okay, thank you very much, Dennis. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
You very much.
Yes. Donc, avec nous était donc Dennis Stratton, l'ex-guitariste d'Iron Maiden, le guitariste du groupe Lionheart. Je rappelle que l'album sortira le 31 juillet. Il s'appellera The Reality of Miracles sur 213 Rock. Tout de suite, continuons en musique. Lionheart, Thine is the Kingdom sur 213 Rock. Hell yeah sur la Web Rock Station. Vinylestimes, le Classic Rock Radio.
kitchen oil drums burning to the night. Out in the Bronx, some gang guy looking for a fight. And from the distant black and newborn babies cry, born into this life. Let's hope in years from now the future looks so bright, looks so bright. Another beautiful night, all wrapped up in stars and stripes. Oh, baby, your dreams will come alive tonight. Oh, the stars try to sing for everyone. Love changes past like the seasons in the sun. These darkest of days, your light will come. That is the kingdom that will be done. Stars try to sing for everyone. Love changes past like the seasons in the sun. Different stages, different roads. That is the kingdom that will be
Hell yeah, c'est la web rock station, Vinylestimes, le classic rock radio, Lionheart, Fine is the Kingdom. Vous l'avez entendu, Dennis Stratton, 30 minutes d'interview, elle sera en podcast juste après l'émission en tout cas. Super mec, légende en tout cas. Ouais. Grand monsieur, grand bonhomme en tout cas, et on le remercie vraiment au passage de nous avoir accordé 30 minutes d'interview. C'était juste fantastique, c'est là, je vais m'en souvenir pendant longtemps. Et merci en tout cas à Chris Garrel en tout cas pour son aide concernant cette interview. Elle était vraiment cool quoi. Merci encore à toi Chris. Continuons en musique avant le Madame Rock, le Tokyo Motor Fist, le titre Mean It sur 213 Rock. L'album s'appelle Lions. Décidément ce soir il s'agit vraiment une histoire de lion quoi, enfin du roi lion. 213 Rock.
Yeah.